not to listen to what everybody else is saying about your music. Just do what you want to do. Because it was at a point in time, I was in high school. I was made fun of for my music. Like, people was real life going on SoundCloud making fun of my stuff. And I literally took them songs down because I was so, like, into what they were saying negatively about my stuff. Like, I would tell my younger self, don't forward for anybody's criticism. Like, just take that and keep going, because those same people now looking like, oh shoot, your songs is lit. Like, I like what you're doing. Now it was a whole different story back in the day, which it is what it is. But just having that thick skin and not folding for what nobody says about your stuff.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Jay. I have another special guest in the building. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
What's up, y'all? I'm Nia Asiel.
Nia Asiel.
Yep.
Usually I start like where you from. Where did you get that name from?
Shoot, well, Nia is like my nickname, and then Asiel, that's my middle name. So
you rocking with the real name.
Yeah, like that's from birth too. My parents gave me the middle name Asiel, so it just stuck. Like, it just got a ring to it. So I was like, shoot, Nia Asiel, let's do that.
Was it just like easy to say, man, I don't want to beat another person or like a moniker. I'm gonna just rock with my real name.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it took a little while, because growing up I was like, I did Nia Rivers. Well, I was like, nah, I ain't got a ring to it.
Nah,
so,
it don't.
I ain't got no ring to it. So I was like, Nia Asiel. It's my middle name. It took me a minute to get adjusted to it. Growing up, I ain't like it, like in school and stuff. I was like, this is a weird middle name. Like, why did they give me this middle name? But I grew into it, and people really like it. So I was like,
did you find out it stood for anything?
I think it means like work of God.
It had to mean something.
Yeah. My parents dug that out the Bible, like, for real. Because I was like, where y'all get this? They were like, it's Hebrew and it's in the Bible. So I was like, okay, shoot, this mean a lot. So.
Okay. Now let's rewind.
Yeah.
Where you from?
So West Side is my home, but my parents, they always made sure I was out the way. So, like, Burbs was where I went to school and everything. But for months at a time, I was on the West Side with my uncle, like, staying out there. So that's really where I like to be. But, I make sure I'm out the way, though. Cause,
the West Side is a strange place. strange place. I'm going to be honest with you. For like 3 years straight, every time I went to the West Side, I saw a police chase. Every time. Literally
that's
every
crazy.
time. Now, when you say you went to school in the burbs,
yeah.
So when you went to school, did you immediately see the difference between the West Side and the burbs? I
don't know, because like I went to all black public school, so the only difference was really like not having to look over your shoulder and stuff, and then that's about the only difference. But the kids, shoot. High school, they was definitely mean in high school too. So,
what school you went to?
Shoot, I went to Rich East.
Okay.
In Park Forest, but it's not open no more. They shut that down. But yeah.
So what, it was like a diversity? It was a culture shock or something when you got there?
Yeah, it was a culture shock, because my parents, they raised me in, like, I was going to private schools, like Catholic private schools. So when I went to Rich East, I was like, damn, it's this many people who look like me. Like, in private school, I could be the only black person in the class, or like the second one. But it really helped to mold me, like, being able to get that experience, because normally when you in a room, it might not be that many of us in there. So,
Facts.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Was it weird being the only black person in some of these schools?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was it was weird. Some days it was like discouraging, and like sometimes white kids, they make little slick comments and stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll go over your head being that young.
Yeah.
And then you get home, you be like, this was really sad to me.
Yeah.
This was really sad to me. But Yeah, shoot, I got through it and we're good to go now.
You know, as an adult, that's like a huge burden to carry, just dealing with racism. So as a kid having to deal with that, because I didn't have my first racist moment until I was a full grown adult. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, yeah.
So going through that as a kid, like you say, most of the time it went over your head. You didn't understand what was going on. Yeah. But how was it? Like on a day-to-day, just after you figured out what it was, just having to mentally deal with that, knowing you had to go to school tomorrow?
It was just tiring. I was always like switching schools. Like growing up, I went to about 4 or 5 different schools because I just felt like I didn't fit in with like the kids who were there.
Right.
So after a while, you just got to deal with it because it's either you gonna finish school or you gonna just go and be at home. So just dealing with that, I really, looking back at it, I don't know how I just went day to day going to school like that, but it just was the.
It was normal after a while, yeah.
Yeah, this is what it was. Shoot, I was, you be like, you're usually, if you're the only black kid in a white class, you usually like the person that they go to be like, damn. Look at, you got on the newest shoes, or you got so many shoes, or can I touch your hair? Like going through all that stuff.
That like, to me, that'll piss me off. Somebody constantly wanting to touch my hair, like, bro, it's hair. Like
for real, and the
I ain't trying to touch y'all hair.
Nah, definitely not. And growing up, they used to be, what you mix with? Can I touch? What? I'm black, as far as I know.
Right.
I'm African American, so yeah, just going through all that stuff. Just really helped to mold me though, cause I know how to move and things like that. Shoot, yesterday actually I was up in Lombard. This white dude was sticking his head out the window, just staring, and then he circled back. I'm like, oh no, man, we not about to be, cause we were walking in a white neighborhood.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's not about to be one of those. And then he was like, "Sup?" I'm like, out of all the words you choose to say, it's sup. Like, you don't use that with any other person. But it's just staying calm, cool, collected, because you do want to be slick at the mouth and be like, who you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, but growing up in that type of schools and stuff kind of helped me to
prepared you for it.
Yeah, prepared me for that type of stuff. So, yeah.
Growing up, what was something that you wanted to be?
Growing up, I wanted to be a vet. That's the biggest thing. I wanted to be a vet. And then I always wanted to make music, like just be a singer, do that. So that's the two biggest things that I wanted to be growing up. But yeah.
So what was something that like drew your interest as far as music and singing go at such a young age?
My grandma would always be singing in the car. At church, she had us singing in front of the church. Like me and my cousins had us singing in front of the church. Like, so it's always been instilled in me since I was at a young age. And then my parents would put me in like plays and stuff. So I was always competing in talent shows and things like that. And then I think I was like 12 years old. I auditioned for America's Got Talent.
Okay.
And at the McCormick place. I didn't get it, but that's the type of stuff I was right. That's the type of stuff I was doing. So it's just been always instilled in me, like music. I had a passion for it. So
when you auditioned for that, was it like, oh shit?
Nah, for sure. Like a lot of people don't know, I get nervous when I perform. Like I just get so nervous. I don't know why, but being at AGT, America's Got Talent, it was super long line. You waiting. Get in the room. It's you and about 4 other people with the judges like in front of you, and then you just got to do what you do. And yeah. I was definitely nervous, but I'm glad I went through that situation because I know how it is being under pressure and having to perform and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You know, somebody recently told me, if you not nervous about doing the thing you love, then you don't really love it.
For real, you don't care.
how did you say it? That do make a lot of sense, you know what I'm saying? Because butterflies is something that's expected, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you go up there, show and prove, then, hey, on to the next one.
Exactly,
So at what age did you decide to, like, take music serious?
Taking chill seriously, probably like 2019. I put a single out called "If You Call Me," and that did really well. So I was like, I'm gonna take it serious. And then I put out actually, "If You Call Me" was probably put out in 2018, and then I put out a single called "Strong Money," and I'm like, I'm gonna take this serious. I performed at the Forge and everything. Then COVID hit. I was like, dang, well, I might as well do music while I'm just over here chilling, doing nothing else but in quarantine. So I dropped a single called "Men Lie," and then after that, I just been dropping consistently. So that's when I decided to do it.
Do you ever get nervous leading up to releasing a new song? Is it like, I don't know how people gonna take this, I want people to love it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, definitely. Like, when the people closest to me could tell you, I got a whole vault like of unreleased songs. I definitely get nervous because I'm like, how are people gonna perceive this song? Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna be like, ah, dang, I want to hear this from you, that from you? But I kind of learned my audience and what they like. So at this point, it's like I'm excited to drop. I'm like, okay, we on go mode. Like, this single about to hit. So at this point, I'm just going with the flow. I just like to drop.
It always amazed me when an artist say they got a gang of unreleased music, because at that point it's like, what happens to the music, you know what I'm saying? Because I know some of the songs may never get released.
Oh yeah.
So do you go back in your vault and be like, man, I really like this song, but I know I can make it better and get to tweaking?
Oh, that's me all the time. Like, my engineer tell you, he'll be like, yeah, this sounds good. I'm like, no, bro, we got to get the layers right. We got to get the harmonies right. I'm like, you hear that empty space? It could be something right there. So I'm always improving. Like, the single I just released called "Word on the Street," I put out revision 3. That was the third
Man.
the third redo of that song. Not even redoing it entirely. It's just getting harmonies, stacks, making sure I'm like, that beat was more upbeat. So making sure people are at the first line, people listening like, oh shoot, okay, she going in like this. I could really rock with this. So yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. For me, like, everybody around me call me a perfectionist with the music, but I gotta make sure it's on point.
Where did that come from, to be able to say and sit and be like, nah, bro, it's just too much openness in the song? Like, how do you develop that?
I think it came from vocal lessons and also listening to other people's songs. Because if you listen to like people like Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign, you could hear like they harmonies and ad libs. They don't really leave room for just space where you like, oh shoot, I'm just sitting listening to the beat now. So like, just listening to different people, and then my vocal coach telling me, oh yeah, you could fill this out, you could fill that out. There's a harmony that can go there, because attention spans are short, so you gotta re-pique people's interest. That, oh, she hit that harmony. Oh, now I'm re-engaged to the song. So yeah, it's definitely a whole method behind it, for real.
Being a perfectionist, do you find yourself in the car listening to other people's music like, this is not it? yeah, I could hear when they're like half doing it, or they're like, oh shoot, we could just leave it like that. I don't feel like doing no more retakes or nothing. And I can't, it's come to the point where I'll go to an artist showcase, I'm not performing, and be like, dang, I don't know about that one. Or it's just, you could have did better with certain stuff. But that's just how my ears are now. I can't see music normally. I can't just listen to a song unless if it's really, it's good to go. But like the big performers like Drake, Chris Brown, all of them, they straight. But yeah, up and coming artists, I definitely could hear what's going on in each song. Do you ever wish like you could turn that off? Cause I would think that you'll be at an event enjoying yourself, and then you'll just hear some wild shit like, oh, I gotta get up out of here.
Nah, for real. Like I definitely leave when I'm like, this ain't it at all.
Damn.
I can't even be normal and just sit here no more. So I don't think I get tired of it. I think it's just like God gave me this gift, so I learned to adapt to how I hear music and things like that. Or I just chill out. I won't critique. I'm like, I'm chilling for today.
Right.
Not being stressed about nobody's music or nothing. But yeah.
It's crazy when people realize they superpowers. Like you don't realize your superpower. How long did it take for you to fully embrace everything about music? Because it really it sounds like you sit and you study, like you reading a book type shit.
Nah, for real. I be reading like articles, how to market, how to do different things with this. It took me probably really to 2 years ago, I think. I really got my sound. Like, this is your voice. You don't sound like nobody else. This is what you need to do. This is what the audience react to. And this is what they like to listen to. So I think, it took a while, because a lot of people don't find they sound for a minute, or they never do.
Facts.
They just try to go with different stuff, go with what's trending and things like that. So definitely being in this era of where I'm like what I'm doing, even in Chicago, I'm like, it took a lot for me not to go the rap route and just be like drill music, because that's what's the trend right now. So like just listening to myself and reassuring myself like, okay, yeah, you got this, and your sound is what could take you to the top. So
man, I was just definitely finna ask you, because music is so microwave nowadays, and it seemed like, well, it is artists releasing music every day, literally. Yep. How do you stay away from oversaturating who you are as an artist and still being able to take your time with the music? Because it's like, man, you gotta be in people's face all the time.
Yeah, I think just taking a step back and looking at the whole game, like, as it's playing out. Even when they dropped the F and F song, like, everybody was making a remix to that. I'm like, dang, should I hop on that? I'm like, it's going to confuse my audience, because I'm not over here rapping, and I'm not, like, I like to listen to lit music, but it's not what the music I'm making right now. So just taking a step back and looking at the whole picture and how it's playing out, not just dropping to drop. Having a purpose behind my drops, even with my music videos, just having a story behind what I'm making. So,
you an artist.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It like, okay, what I want to say, because like you say, a lot of artists follow trends. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those trends is busting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they go.
And nowadays we got TikTok taking songs to the next level. You got people out here making music strictly for TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So how do you find ways to like repurpose your sound?
I would say like sometimes just posting reels, and I gotta get more into the TikTok scene. Like, I don't really make TikTok songs. I know certain parts of the songs could be catchy for TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's actually what my team been saying. So I gotta get on the TikToks more. But I really, I have a good audience on Instagram. That's where I'm at for real, is Instagram. And one thing, I was talking to my friend the other day, I'm like, I don't want to post a song on TikTok and go viral, and then my buzz die out, because I went up fast and you crash hard sometimes like that. I'm not trying to be like that one hit wonder. I want to find a good balance. So that's what I'm working on now, finding a good balance between what I'm doing, being able to put it on a platform like TikTok, because it'll go. Once it goes, You go up.
Low key, it like how you sitting there and we talking in this interview. It low key sound like you will be ready for a song to take off just because you put so much attention into your music. Like you say, a lot of artists, they had that moment where they do go viral and they don't know how to follow that up. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I feel like you got a follow up already ready for your breakout record. Sure, you know what I'm saying? So with me, I find myself like sometimes I make content, I don't even drop it. It just like your unreleased music, you know what I'm saying? And it be me in my head overthinking that shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be the shit that you had no idea is gonna take off that fucking take off. And we completely had no control over it, you know what I'm saying? So I say, man, just do it. Just give it a try. I'm personally not on TikTok. I ask my kids, like my kids supposed to teach me how to make the little TikTok noise, you know how the narration be. They still ain't showed me though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would go. Yeah. If you put them little if you took some of your interviews and put the quotes, like the words on top. Man,
to me, that's just too much for me to do. You know what I'm saying? I found out a way on Facebook, like you could post it on Facebook. Facebook will automatically do it, but you can't download it from Facebook and keep the words on there, which is fucking stupid. If you can, I'm yet to find out how. You know what I'm saying? But shout out Facebook because they add the words for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, what would you say is like some of your goals as an artist?
Definitely, probably getting a distribution deal. With that, just spreading my music to different countries and different audiences and things like that. And then probably second, just making this a mainstream of income, like building generational wealth through my music, because music is, you can have that forever. So just those are the main top two goals, like get a distribution deal and make like generational wealth off of my music, and everything else will fall into place.
I read an article the other day. It said all you need is 1,000 true fans, and you could live off your music. And I think a lot of artists, they look at it like, man, I have to become Drake. You know what I'm saying? I have to become Moneybagg Yo or something. And that ain't necessarily true. Like, if you could make $40,000 off your music, that's decent. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, you just got to capitalize off that 40,000, because at that point, you got people rocking with you, and now you are a brand. You know what I'm saying? And you take that off into building your brand, like merch and, you know what I'm saying, special releases. So it's definitely a way to live off your music. And for artists that take it serious, because I feel like a lot of artists don't take it serious. They just want to be a rapper just because they homie a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But for those artists that want to take it serious, there's so many ways to get paid off your music. I don't think a lot of them research it enough. Like, all you need is a song placement in a movie or something. It's over with.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a big thing. That's actually what I'm focused on now, is getting into like movies and short films, which I already have songs in like short films that's unreleased. Cause one of my managers actually is an actor. Like, that's also my uncle. So he been in like Chicago PD, Chicago Med.
Hey, so tell him I fuck with Chicago PD.
For real. So he like, nah, I'm working on this project. Get your song in here. Like, this is a bigger audience, expanding your brand to movies and stuff like that. Because people would be like, just in Netflix, they hear your song, they're like, oh shoot, this song hard. Let me go ahead and look at that. And you get paid big money for doing syncs like that. So yeah, that's crazy.
That's why having your music Shazamable is important, you know what I'm saying? Because I done found like 6 songs in the past 2 months off of watching a movie. Either it's at the beginning of the movie or it's for the end and credits. And I'm like, damn, this shit decent. I even found the song on Power like that. So artists definitely need to expand how they go about making music. I even heard Vince Staples say he made a whole album strictly for that, for movie placements.
That's a good idea.
And he was like, I want to say Call of Duty actually picked up one of the songs, but they didn't put it in the game. But he still got paid for it. So it's like, man, just think bigger, better. It's so many different avenues to get money as an artist. how would you say your style is? Cause I don't know how to like a genre. I don't know what genre to put you in.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself yesterday. I was like, dang, I don't sound like nobody, and that's a good, like, to me that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Like, they don't put me in a box. Like, oh, you sound like so and so. I really sound like me, and I would just say R&B and sometimes rap. That's as far as genres go. That's what's out there, like R&B and rap. So, yeah, I don't know. I was definitely thinking about that the other day.
You could feature yourself on your own song.
Yeah, for real. I was like, dang, I really don't sound like nobody out here. And I asked my friends, I'm like, who y'all think I sound like? They're like, don't know.
Undefined.
Exactly.
Do you feel like rap is dying?
Do I feel like, I don't know. I don't think it's dying. It's just you could put out anything that's catchy now and that it take off.
To me, rap wasn't melodies though. You know what I'm saying? Like
melodic.
rap was rap. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you say, melodic. Like even though Dirk rapping, he melodic with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, Dirk melodic. Shoot, Lil Baby be a little bit melodic sometimes. He got his catchy hooks, and Drake, he definitely melodic. Like he'll have some punchlines. I feel like the person who's rapping is probably somebody like Kendrick, J. Cole. But yeah, it's not that many people who rapping, spitting bars and not singing too. But that's a big factor of it now. Like,
now the R&B scene in Chicago. Me personally, I think we have some of the best R&B singers in the world in Chicago. Now, how can me as a person help the culture of R&B in Chicago? Because we don't hear Chicago R&B on the radio at all.
At all, and that's one thing I'm shooting for right now is networking to get on like something like Power 92 and 107.5 because I've had a rap song on Power 92, but I definitely want to get that R&B out there because it is a different side of Chicago. Like you said, a lot of good R&B artists. I think just supporting R&B artists is a big thing that you could do. Just supporting, making sure like they're heard, like social media and networking, word of mouth, like this. Oh yeah, this artist cold. You should check them out, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like the drill scene, people push that crazy. Just having the same amount of push and support, I think, could go like a long way.
All right, I'm gonna put you on right here. Like Power 92, WGCI, they cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear the shit on them at all. But Vocalo 91.1 FM.
Oh yeah.
They for the city, literally. Like my brother Biko, he got the Windy City Hour every Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. where he plays strictly Chicago artists. And even when he not in the Windy City Hour, it's just Chicago artists playing in rotation. So I say start sending your joints to Vocalo. Like if they really like your song, they will literally put it in rotation and your songs will play every day.
Yeah, I sent the song to Vocalo. I sent No Phase to Vocalo. They put it in the I think it was a playlist or something, and they had an article that had the song and other people's songs. But yeah, they posted me on their Instagram actually.
Yeah,
I need to tap in and get, like you said, that rotation and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, they'll play your songs. I had a crazy week with Vocalo last week. Well, this was.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
This was like Monday. Like Chance the Rapper literally popped up, and the reason he popped up was because he was in his car listening to the radio, and he didn't want to listen to nothing that the radio was playing, and he stumbled across Vocalo, and they was playing all Chicago artists, and he was shocked, and he literally sent a DM and pulled up. Like that shit was crazy as hell.
Nah, that's wild. Yeah, I saw him. I think I saw him on your Instagram. But nah, that's actually crazy. I didn't know that they was like on the radio. Like I was thinking of like an internet radio.
Nah, you definitely could. It's 91.1 FM on your FM dial. You know what I'm saying? But you can also listen to it on the app and everything. So shout out Vocalo. I want to throw that in there for all the artists looking for, you know what I'm saying, a major shine. Because they out at some points they be the #1 radio station in Chicago. Like it goes up and down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, definitely tap in with Vocalo. But don't give up on Power 92 and WGCI, you know what I'm saying? Because you want your music everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, this is my favorite question. If you can go back and give your younger self any advice, what would it be?
Probably not to be so, not to listen to what everybody else is saying about your music. Just do what you want to do. Because it was at a point in time, I was in high school. I was made fun of for my music. Like, people was real life going on SoundCloud making fun of my stuff. And I literally took them songs down because I was so, like, into what they were saying negatively about my stuff. Like, I would tell my younger self, don't forward for anybody's criticism. Like, just take that and keep going, because those same people now looking like, oh shoot, your songs is lit. Like, I like what you're doing. Now it was a whole different story back in the day, which it is what it is. But just having that thick skin and not folding for what nobody says about your stuff.
Facts. Because there's always gonna be haters, and at a young age, we not taught how to deal with haters. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that you learn as you get older.
Exactly.
Now, is anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Shoot, just follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all social media. Nia _Asiel, NIA _ASIEL, and then just tune in. I just dropped a song called Word on the Street. It's on all platforms. We'll be dropping the music video soon, so definitely just tap into what I got going on.
Man, I want to say salute to you. Like, it's a lot of people hit me up for interviews. Now, I don't be bougie or no shit, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody could get an interview. Yeah. And I don't even know that it's a process that I, choose artists to be like, yeah, I'm going to sit with them. I always tell people, like, it's just something that I get from how they approach me about the interview. You know what I'm saying? And then when every time I say yes to an interview, somebody sit on that couch and it end up being a dope ass conversation. Now, I don't dig deep into artists because I want it to be genuine. I literally want to learn about you in this conversation. And I feel like that helps the interviews flow a little bit better. But we do follow each other on social media, so I see the music you post and I go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I don't know how to label her as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never heard anything like it. And like you say, that's something special. A lot of artists literally come out sounding like everybody else. And if you listen to the radio, that's more than likely what you're going to hear. This artist sounding like that artist sounding like this artist. So I always stay true to you, you know what I'm saying? Because if you could stand out in the crowd, that's going to automatically put you at the front of the crowd. So continue to just be you and embrace who you are. And I guarantee your moment coming. It's the only thing I'm going to say is just be prepared for that moment, because a lot of people, they get overwhelmed by it and it's not something that they necessarily want. So just be prepared for your moment because it's coming.
Got you. I'm on it. For real. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Now, this has been another episode of Conversations with Jay.